Hey all, Chris Bassett here, and I'll be showing you how to solo uninvited guests on Final Fantasy XI on the HorizonXI server. Let's get into it. So you're going to want to go ahead and come over to the Tavnazian safehold. We're looking for the NPC Justinius. Keep in mind that you need to have some Chains of Promathia completed. You need up to the Savage is a requirement. That way you can gain access to this quest. So I'm going to speed this part up. If you come in the main entrance and hang a left and go upstairs, Justinius is up towards the back. You'll need to talk to him. Now keep in mind you can only do this quest once every week after conquest results. He should give you a key item called Monarch Lin Patrol Permit. Also, I recommend, since this is a solo guide, that you be at least level 75 to do this solo. I tried it at 72 and it was a little bit rough. You can do this with multiple people as well. So you could party with a team of 6. I think you can do up to 18 people can go in and fight this. So you can do it at an earlier level. But this is just a solo guide. Next, you want to travel to Monarch Lin through either Revern Site A01 or Revern Site B01. I suggest B01 because you only need one giant scale to pass through the unstable displacements. These are 40 cap and 50 cap respectively. Make sure you bring the gear and then go ahead and head over there. Oh, before I forget, make sure to, stock up on supplies. Grab some invisibility, a form of sneak, a re-raise item. I'm playing as Beastmaster, so tuna sushi is awesome, as well as the pet food Zeta. If you purchase yellow liquid from the auction house, you can use that on the mammoth and they'll be unable to change their form. You can farm the giant scale from the wyverns on the way through. I found it pretty helpful if you go right after conquest results on Sunday. A lot of people all do this at once. So if you're lazy, like me, you can just show up to the displacement, and there was like 20 people waiting in line for one person with a scale. One person opens it, and then you can all get through to the battle fight. Okay, so here's the map. You can come in on Mizrik's coast, and then you could work your way through over to the left-hand side where it says Monarch Lin. The blue dots will allow you to pass without a scale, where the red dots you need a scale. So there's the only point that you need to pass through with a scale. You can fight the wyverns, which I did. You can solo them. They may be a level or two higher than you, or you can wait for another team to go through and just piggyback onto them. All right, so here got the drop. You can see right there it says giant scale, and then I'm going to go ahead and use it. You just trade the scale to the displacement, and it will like visually get larger, and then you can pass through. While running around, these monsters will be aggressive to you, so be on the lookout for those. All right, so we're through the displacement, and then just go ahead and proceed to Monarch Lin. So this battlefield has a 30-minute time limit with a maximum of 18 characters. There's no level restrictions, so I recommend, buffing outside if possible. Call Beast outside, let the timer run down. That way you don't have to wait on the timer when you're fighting the mammoth. So the idea here is just to go in and engage, try to do as much damage as possible. They are immune to sleep and gravity, but you could bind them and silence them. They have 3 forms. They have like a hand-to-hand form where they punch. They have a staff form with it looks like a fire staff that does magic AoE damage, and then they have like a pole arm which is slow but does really heavy damage. You can use the yellow liquid on them, and they'll be unable to change out of that form. So I recommend when they're in the hand-to-hand form, throw the yellow liquid on them, and they'll be locked in that form for 30 seconds. As with most Beastmaster fights or pet fights in general, send your pet in first. Let it get hate or aggro. It'll start attacking. You can use a TP move. The lamb chop. The sheep does the best. The high quality sheep, Lullaby Melodia, does the best damage. She has high hit points. So here you can see it's in the hand-to-hand form where it kind of puts its hands out. And this is the weakest of the forms. You can beat on it pretty easily, and it's doing minimal damage. You're just looking to, keep your pets HP high, and then when you do get a weapon skill, go ahead and whack it with the weapon skill. You just want to kill it quick. So there I used a reward, keep the health up, and we'll move forward. So here you can see it pulls out the pole arm, so it's switched forms. Remember the pole arm does high damage, low delay. So just keep an eye on your pet hit points. You may need to call Beast So watch your timer on that. If you do get into trouble, go ahead and kite. So just run around in a circle until your beast timer's up. Okay, so skipping ahead, here you can see it pulls out the staff. It looks like a fire staff. Here's where it does the AoE magic damage. So you want to run out of range. Your pet can tank it, but only a few hits. You cannot. You can only take like 2 hits. So move your character out of range. It'll do the AoE. You can run back into range and hit it, but just be mindful when it's casting. If you do die during the fight, remember you have re-raise, so just go ahead and reset and re-engage when you're ready. So I'm going to speed up the fight a little bit. As you're engaging, remember to, if you are going to use that yellow liquid, use it in the hand-to-hand mode. This is by far the easiest form to fight. And one thing to watch out for is when they are in the hand-to-hand form, they will use transmogrification, which absorbs physical damage. The animation looks like 2 rings that go around its body, and then you'll see the transmogrification in the text box. You'll also notice that there it goes right there. And then when you hit it, your damage numbers will turn to blue. So they'll go from red to blue. So at that point, just run around for 30 seconds until that's wore off. Once that's off, then you can re-engage. The other thing to look out for is when they're in staff form, they'll use Mind Wall, and that absorbs magic damage. So like if you're a summoner or some class that uses magic, watch out for that animation and that in the text box. And there we go. So once complete, you'll go ahead and you'll get the option to either warp back to Mizric's Coast or to go to the entrance of the AO1B, or you can just warp home. But you'll need to go talk to Justinius to get your reward. And here I am back in the safe hold. Run down here, talk to this guy, and he'll give you a reward. I'll put a list of rewards on the screen, and you can see what you can get. The most common thing, I got the XP, which is pretty good. Hey, check out another video over here. I've got Amazon links down in the description for discount electronics. If you want to help support the content, please use those links, no extra cost. I really appreciate it. Any other questions or comments, put below. Thanks.